Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 rounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Thursday, man, we gotta wait 2 more days. Man, it's just Thursday. It is November the 4th. It is 6 minutes past the top of the hour. It is a great day to have a great day. It is the best day of the week. And Ben McKee is in the building in the Low T Center studio. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. Shout out to Buckhorn Baseball. Been a good couple of days for us. Had to represent my squad this morning. Shout out to Buckhorn Baseball. Go Bucks. Fear the deer.
What is that?
Dessert.
What is it? What is that? What are you doing?
My hand signal.
That's what y'all do?
Yeah. Fear the deer.
Oh.
Particularly on the baseball diamond. Have you ever seen a player reach second or third base after a double or a triple or even a home run? And every team has their little hand signs that they do.
Yeah, I saw the Braves.
The Braves thing was chopping a sword, swinging a sword.
I saw them chopping it up.
Our thing, since we were the Bucks, the mighty Bucks, fear the deer. Deer antlers, baby. The Texas Rangers did it several years ago when they were in the World Series. And that was when I was playing, so that we kind of picked up on it, rolled with it.
Do the sign again.
My antlers, baby. Fear the deer.
So y'all basically look like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes. The real D from the 423. Ben is the 40-year-old who goes to high school games to tell the kids how good he was on the field. I haven't said one thing about myself.
You representing for Kyle Wright.
I'm a team player.
Yeah, you represent for Kyle Wright.
I'm representing for Buckhorn Baseball because it's been a good couple days.
Kyle Wright is Buckhorn Baseball.
Corey Blasingame played at Buckhorn Baseball.
Oh, he did? Does he play baseball now?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Was he even at the World Series? Nah, I know what Corey was doing. He was like, it's my time. My time to shine, baby. About to go back to my running back days. Don't worry, Derek. I got you. I got you. Don't need to sign Agent Peterson. I got you. It is my time. Take off this 41 jersey. Give me 28. I'm about to show him what 28. The real Chris Johnson's all about. Yeah. It's time to go Corey Blasingame 2K.
Well, unfortunately, Corey is banged up at the moment. Did not play last weekend against the Colts. I don't know if you watched his injury in the Chiefs game or saw him get injured in the Chiefs game.
It was a tough injury, man. It looked bad. I thought they were going to have to cart him off the field.
I can't tell whether you're being sarcastic or serious right now because you're actually spot on. Because he was blocking on kickoff, and
it's terrible.
His returner was tackled, and the chief that he was blocking, pushed Corey into the return man who was on the ground and rolled him up, and I mean he went straight back.
I didn't see it. I just figured it was bad.
I know. And his knee did not look good. He kept playing, but he was also already dealing with like a neck and back injury, and then he had that.
What about his tailbone?
That knee scare.
When you said his neck, his back.
My neck out of my back. So he had that during the Chiefs game. Was already nicked up and then had the knee scare against the Chiefs, and then didn't play against the Colts this past weekend. Hasn't practiced so far this week, so doesn't look like he's going to play Sunday night against the Rams, which I don't blame you, Corey. Von Miller, Aaron Donald.
He might not play. He didn't practice yesterday.
Okay, that's fine. They still got Aaron Donald. They have a dude that trains with knives. I'm good. Take another week off, Corey. So unfortunately, Corey won't be tapping into his running back persona. Did you see AP or AD? I think that's a common misconception that Adrian Peterson's nickname is AP when it's really AD because of All Day. That was his real nickname from the time he was very young, and because of All Day, people called him AD, not AP. I guess either works though technically.
Hey.
But he's always been AD first and foremost, did you see he is rocking number 8 for the Titans? I saw that in practice this week, and I was like, whoa, that just looks weird.
Looks good, man. Looks good.
He's always been 28, hasn't he?
Always. Even back to Oklahoma, he was 28.
Now, I think Jeremy McNichols, a running back for the Titans, is rocking the 28, so I guess it wasn't available.
You better get up off that 28, Nichols.
Yeah, it is Jeremy McNichols.
You better give AD his jersey pressed, starched, clean, folded, and you better get on the knee when you give it to him. That is AD, man, future Hall of Famer. And as far as Aaron Donald's going to ask Carr Blasingame, you want some of this punk? And Carr going to say, no.
I'm good.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm telling you, man, the Rams made a big move. They're trying to go win the Super Bowl. They're not playing. They are not playing. Arguably got the best corner, got the best defensive player, period, in Aaron Donald, and then you add Von Miller on the opposite side of Leonard Floyd.
I saw a tweet earlier this week it was on Monday after the Von Miller trade, and it was the Rams drafted Jared Goff number 1 overall and said, no, we're never drafting first-round picks ever again. We're just going to trade them all away.
Man, the Rams are making it happen.
And now Triple O has to deal with Jared Goff.
Triple O is
delusional.
Hurt. He's hurt right now. He is hurt.
And it's led to delusion.
Correct.
I'm not talking trash, but your stadium's a little league stadium.
He's broken.
That's
Triple O is
trash,
broken.
Triple O.
That phone call yesterday let us know all we need to know about Triple O's mental state and emotional state. He is a broken Lions fan.
I just don't understand how you can be a Lions fan and also root for the White Sox.
You can't be a Chicago sports fan and Detroit sports fan. They're rivals. You can't do it. It's like being an Atlanta sports fan and a New Orleans sports fan. You can't do it. You can't do it. They're rivals. You can't. It doesn't make any sense. What makes zero sense as well is the fact that Oklahoma State will not be participating in the postseason after their appeal was denied by the NCAA. They self-reported violations by an assistant coach in 2016. In 2016, guess what grade the current freshman class at Oklahoma State, guess what grade they were in 2016? They were in freaking 7th grade. So the freshman class of the Oklahoma basketball team this year will not be able to go to the postseason because of something that happened in 2016 while these young men, they were in 7th grade. 7th grade. This is what happened yesterday, and
that makes me feel really old.
It is old is one emotion that you can feel. Nervous is another one.
Yes.
Confident can be also another one as well.
I don't know how you can feel confident after watching Mike Boynton, the Oklahoma State basketball coach, give his raw emotions on the situation and detail how cooperative they were. And it's not like Oklahoma State did something egregious.
Listen,
I don't know how you could draw confidence. Maybe you can enlighten me.
I mean, if you are a blue blood, you can feel confident. If you had the same situation, knowing that they don't touch blue bloods, they don't mess with blue bloods like that. So last time I checked, Oklahoma State was not one, and we have seen in recent history where teams that are like blue bloods, they get slammed. But the Kansas of the world, nothing happens to them. The Dukes of the world. Where does Zion go, by the way? Where does Zion go after Kansas offered Zion all these perks and he said no, but he went to Duke? What? Zion went to Duke. What? Nothing happened to Duke.
With a stop at a Chinese restaurant in between.
So we have seen that
Eddie Lacy style.
They just don't mess with blue bloods. So that's why you could feel confident. I'm not telling you how to feel.
But is Tennessee viewed as a blue blood?
In football, it is that.
I do think Tennessee is a blue blood.
In football.
But outside of Knoxville, do people view Tennessee as a blue blood?
It is one. Tennessee football is one.
I disagree. I don't think the NCAA will look at Tennessee football the same way that they do Duke basketball and Kansas basketball.
You do realize when Lane Kiffin was here, nothing really happened to Tennessee football, right?
Yes.
And they decided to slap Bruce Pearl instead of Lane Kiffin in the Tennessee football program. But the reason they came to Knoxville was because of Lane Kiffin. That was the reason. They came to Knoxville because of Lane Kiffin and said, oh, look at what Pearl doing. Oh, he's not blue blood. Let's get him. So there's already precedent set that Tennessee football just doesn't get hit like that. Now, that could change. I mean, we don't know the evidence that they have. We don't know the conversations that Tennessee has had with the NCAA, but we have already seen before in the last decade where Tennessee got a little slap on that wrist. And Tennessee brought in Bryce Brown, and the dude didn't even take a visit, who was the number one player in the country. So put 2 and 2 together and don't try to come out with 5. So you could be confident. You could be worried. You could be sad. These are all ranges of emotions that I think, hey, it's fair right now. It's understandable right now until we find out what's going to happen with Tennessee. What we do know is that the NCAA is inconsistent. They're inconsistent. They're losing power. They're making it up. But they still have enough power to throw the book at Oklahoma State. And you know it's bad when you got a coach. We got a coach in tears. In tears. I mean, in tears. I'm looking on CBSSports.com here, and it says appeals are rarely successful. That's the truth. This is Dennis Dodd. So it should have come to no surprise that Wednesday when NCAA announced that Oklahoma State had indeed lost its appeal and thus will be banned from the 2022 college basketball postseason, right or wrong. History suggested this was always the likely outcome. And you have the Oklahoma State coach talking about how, like, he went out of his way to be transparent and meet with the NCAA several times. Several times that was very inconvenient. And they did everything. Everything. And it did not matter. And so I understand, if you're a Tennessee fan, I understand being you saying, it makes me a little worried. But I also understand if you're like, hey, man, last time nothing happened.
Well, last time Tennessee also didn't tell on itself the way that it did this time.
That's the only difference.
The main reason, it's a big difference. The main reason I would be worried, and I think you're kind of crazy if you're confident, quite frankly, and it's solely because of one reason, and it's because the NCAA is so inconsistent. That alone should have you worried and not allow any confidence to seep in, because the NCAA is inconsistent. You don't know what to expect from them. They rock to the beat of their own drum.
They consistently don't mess with blue bloods.
They're consistently inconsistent. You don't know which way they are going to flow. It could be one way on a Monday and a different way on a Tuesday.
They consistently don't mess with blue bloods. Missouri was honest, reported that their tutor went rogue. It was doing work for the players. They got rid of her. And Missouri still got slapped. Missouri not blue blood. Missouri not a powerhouse. So you are right. NCAA is inconsistent, but they are consistent in turning the blind eye to powerhouses. When Syracuse was doing what they were doing, basketball, you know what they did? They slapped Jim Boeheim on the wrist, and he had like a 2-3 game suspension, but he wasn't nothing serious. But the Syracuse in basketball of the world, the North Carolinas of basketball, the Dukes, the Kansas, nothing happens to them. And I'm starting to believe that LSU might be a powerhouse in blue blood because they sure ain't did anything to Will Wade. But Donnie Tyndall, something you did at Southern Miss, 10-year show cause. They're making it up when it comes to light blue bloods. But blue bloods, they have the rules in stone. Don't touch them. Don't mess with them. Leave them alone. There's not been a big football program be hit since USC.
That's certainly one way to look at it if Tennessee is able to get off scotch-free. I say that with air quotes. Well, no matter what punishment, if the NCAA hands one down to Tennessee, even if the NCAA decided, okay, we're not going to touch you because we're satisfied with all of the steps that you took on your own, like even then Tennessee's not getting off scotch-free because they still had to fire his head football coach and a bunch of assistant coaches. And I realized there was a little extra motivation to fire Pruitt.
We upgraded, that's for sure.
The football field wasn't going all that smoothly. But, like, you still punished yourself. And Tennessee still had to go through firing Jeremy Pruitt and still firing a bunch of assistant coaches and people within the recruiting office. And then it's been a punishment for the last however many months that Josh Heupel has had to deal with that in recruiting. That's been a punishment of sorts. So, like, even if the NCAA doesn't come down with a big ruling on Tennessee, Tennessee's already paid a penalty for what it did. And if there's one reason to be confident that Tennessee won't, get drilled like Oklahoma State, is that Tennessee has been very proactive and in firing Jeremy Pruitt and firing 8-9 others in the program that were linked to the recruiting cheating. I think that may be suffice and allow Tennessee to avoid a reduction in scholarships and a loss of a bowl game. And if you avoid those two things, then I think it's a really good outcome.
I forgot what I was going to say. I was looking at the phone line, making sure we got to the phone. I had to come back to my point. Here's my point. Self-imposed bowl ban is nothing when it comes to a basketball postseason ban. But basketball postseason ban hurts a whole lot more than a bowl ban.
It's like telling Alabama that they can't compete in the playoffs this year.
Now that hurts them, but if you like for us, like it'll hurt, but not as much as a basketball program being told they can't go compete at all, not even conference championship, not even in the NCAA championship, because we know how big that is. What hurts a football program more than anything is taking away scholarships. But with NIL, can you really prevent a school from getting good players?
No.
You can't, because didn't we see with BYU, we saw them, part of NIL, take care of some walk-ons? So I don't know how the NCAA really is going to punish a football program to where it really hurts, because NIL says, hey, we can get some walk-ons who are 5-stars, and hey, here's an NIL deal. Take care of your school. But y'all only have 70 scholarships. So I think there's a way around the NIL. Postseason ban, unless you do like multi-year, that will sting. But interesting to see what happens. Listen, I'm not telling you I'm confident. I'm just saying.
It does sound like it.
No, you gotta.
Yes.
This is why we have to listen.
Well, I've been listening, and I said it sounds like you are confident.
No, I'm making a point for why someone would be confident. I said there's options of emotions that you could have if you are a Tennessee fan. You could be nervous. You could be confident. And the reason why you could be confident is because Tennessee football has been in this situation before with Lane Kiffin, and nothing happened to it. The basketball program got hit. I'm not really one way or the other, because I'm just waiting to see what happens. But I just explained why someone would be confident, giving an example of what happened before. But that's not how I feel.
Does the Oklahoma State situation make you more confident or less confident in what will happen to Tennessee?
Neither, honestly, man, because I know Oklahoma State is light blue blood. And I've seen the Missouri football program get hit for something light compared to Florida, Georgia, that's quietly fired someone in the recruiting office, and we heard nothing about it. That's why.
It makes me less confident because it just shows, again, just how inconsistent the NCAA is, and who knows how they're feeling one day or the next.
Yeah, I mean, you got LSU, who was caught doing something worse, and nothing happened to them. You have Oklahoma State that cooperated and did something. I won't say it's worse or not, because FBI had wiretapped a assistant coach accepting $18,000 in bribes. So I won't say which one is worse between LSU and Oklahoma State, but it's obvious that the penalties are different. And so I don't really have an emotion one way or the other. I'm not confident or scared, because Tennessee football is a blue blood and football. Let's go to the phones, and then we'll take our first break of the day.
Got Rusty and then Dre.
Rusty, good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I just wanted to kind of chime in on what you're talking about. I'm in your camp, Swain. No offense, Ben. I don't. It doesn't really translate, because the inconsistency tells me that we have no idea one way or the other what the NCAA will do on any situation. So you can't relate to one to the other. So it doesn't make me feel one way or the other about what they're going to do with us, or what they're going to do about North Texas, or what they're going to do about Alaska Anchorage, or anybody else when they mess up.
I just don't know how that doesn't make you more worried. Like that's a red flag to me when an organization or when a person acts like that. That makes me more worried to be around them.
Well, because they're so inconsistent, hell, they might give us more scholarships.
Right.
Here. Good job.
They also may take away more scholarships than
I know.
Than they
should. What I'm saying is, what they've done to Oklahoma State gives me no indication of anything they'll do to us. It means nothing when it comes to us, because they're so inconsistent. It doesn't translate. That's my feeling.
No, I agree with that for sure. I'm just saying the emotion that stirs up for me when I realize that, it makes me more worried for what could happen to Tennessee.
Right, I feel you. My real thought, though, that got me wanting to call in real quick was, it happened when all these kids were in 7th grade. What's going on in Oklahoma State? And I'm assuming it happened under a previous coach, not the guy that was crying yesterday.
Correct.
And I'm assuming that coach stayed on several years after the violations. I'm assuming if it happened in 16, he probably wasn't let go to 18, 19, maybe 20.
We'll have to verify.
I'm pretty sure that guy was there for a while, and I guess that shows that Oklahoma State had a lack of institutional control. That good old phrase we always say.
Yes.
So
something they didn't get hit with.
When it comes to us, I would think that Plowman and everybody else showed not a lack of institutional control. They showed the opposite. They showed institutional control by getting rid immediately of the wrongdoers.
Ooh, I like that. That was good right there.
So I don't think they relate whatsoever. And even if we had, Swain's probably right. The people that have 100,000 seat stadiums and still turn the TV dials, the NCAA is not going to do anything to.
Like no one has been hit in the SEC. And we know it's the slimiest and it's the dirtiest. The worst that's happened is LSU doing a self-imposed bowl ban. Like, that's the worst that's happened.
Right. Oh, no, one of these days, if Vanderbilt does something,
they're going to slam them.
They'll get hammered if they ever cheat. Nobody else.
They'll get choke slam.
Right.
If you ever think about giving someone a free coffee at Starbucks, you're getting body slam, choke slam. You better not even think about it.
All right, fellas, I'm going to jump off. Much love.
See you, man. Take it easy. Oh, man. Good stuff, Rusty. Good stuff. Brad Underwood was the coach. He was there for 1 year. He took over for Travis Ford, whose last year was 2016. Brad Underwood was there for 1 year, 16 to 17, and then Boykin has been there since 17.
Underwood left for Illinois.
Yeah, so only 1 year. Only 1 year, man. All right, who's next?
Dre.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up with you fellas? How y'all doing this morning?
Man, we great, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just want to make a comment on the bowl ban.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think the SEC is going to do anything, man, simply because, they fired, like you guys said, they fired the old staff. Half of the older players that were there with Jerry Pruitt is gone. And even if anybody remembers, man, even though we didn't win 6 games last year, they still took they dropped out of the Liberty Bowl game from last year, which I think was a bunch of BS from the beginning. But, they still didn't take the bowl, so I don't think the SEC is going to do anything towards Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, the NCAA will be the one that does something. The SEC, they won't be imposing any penalties, but the NCAA could. And I mean, hey, that's an interesting point. I mean, didn't go to a bowl game last year, but the reason was because of COVID. They used COVID as an excuse at the time,
right?
And I'm glad they didn't play in a bowl game because I was not trying to watch Tennessee play any more football that season.
Hey, me either.
But it just, it's just different, man. Because like a bowl ban for Tennessee this year, yeah, it stinks. But like we all know what hurts football programs the most. It's scholarships. It's the scholarship reductions, right? Like
we already thin.
Yeah, like we see it right now, and then we saw when NCAA hit USC when Lane Kiffin left here to go out there, and he was struggling. That's why he got fired because he just didn't have a lot of dudes. But now, can you really do that? Can you really hit a school with scholarship reductions and them not use the NIL to still get good players in here? Like, how can you really punish a football program to where it hurts? I don't know how you do it unless you do a bowl ban. And for a program like Tennessee that, is teetering on 6 wins, 7 wins, I mean, does it sting a lot? Now, if you hit Alabama, you hit Ohio State, you hit Georgia with that this year, oh, my gosh, that would hurt. You would have the head coach at the press conference boo-hooing. But, like, how much will that hurt this year if we just fell on the sword and said, all right, man, we're going to take our medicine, but we still get our scholarships, and then next year, boom, we back in it. I mean, the punishment to the crime would be, in our favor dramatically because we upgraded coaches. We upgraded AD. Like, everything is better.
Correct. But I still feel for those seniors that came back,
Yeah.
They didn't get a chance to play inside a bowl game.
That's
so I have
true.
to fight hard during the season.
That's true. You're right, man. 100%. Yeah, 100%. They deserve a game in a different city. Hopefully it's somewhere in Florida. But if not, man, we don't mind going to Memphis and getting some barbecue.
Hey, you know it, man. Hey, gentlemen, y'all have a great day, man.
You too, my friend. Let's take a break. Let's do it. Watch Georgia game. Homecoming game. I can't get that out of my mind. Who scheduled that? Ben, you're supposed to find that out. Where's Nathaniel Rutherford when you need him? Go find out who scheduled Georgia on homecoming. That has nothing to do with the conversation, but I still been thinking about it. Who did that? Who did that? 865-255-03. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Don't go anywhere. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Be right back.
Call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to hamptoninn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Time for Around the SEC. And on a Thursday, what do we have?
Just 2 quick Florida nuggets before we get to Eric.
Oh, goody.
On the Iris Networks hotline. Dan Mullen came back yesterday and tried to clarify his Monday recruiting comments.
Oh, I love to hear it.
He sought to clear the air on the SEC teleconference, and he claimed his Monday comments about recruiting were taken out of context, which he's not wrong. They were. Folks wanted to act as if Dan Mullen wasn't recruiting currently, and that wasn't the case at all. Dan Mullen just didn't want to talk about recruiting because he is stinking it up in recruiting right now. So technically they were taken out of context.
Still blew it.
He did blow it. He did blow it because as I said the other day on Tuesday when we talked about it, that gave him an opportunity to talk about recruiting and send a message to recruits. So he did blow it, but it was also taken out of context at the same time. He said, "I'd like to touch on something for all the Gator Nation and all of our great fans, something that was taken out of context in Monday's press conference as it pertains to recruiting. Our staff recruits nonstop. We grind at recruiting all day, every day. We're always recruiting and working the best to get great players that fit the Gator standard." They should go try a penitentiary then. "And bring them here to our program. As I said on Monday, we just weren't going to get into the specifics of everything we do in recruiting and how we do all that until after the season. We're in the season right now. We'll do recruiting after the season. When it gets to recruiting time, we can talk about recruiting next question." That was what Dan Mullen said.
Did he drop the ball, pick it up, run for 5 more yards, and drop it again?
That's what it seems like.
That's the clarification that y'all thought of, PR team?
I mean, what? Yeah, but what else could he say? Like, I think that there's no coming back.
There's millions of words. There's millions of words in the English language, man. I mean, you can pick anything, right? But
I know. I don't think he could have said anything that suffices to make up for what he said on Monday.
Shouldn't have messed up in the first place on Monday.
Correct.
We're not going to get into the specifics of recruiting. No one does. Like, no one expects you to give us a rundown of what's talked about in the recruiting war rooms. Like, no one gives specifics when talking about recruiting. But you're always recruiting. You're always marketing your program. You're always talking to recruits. Always. Like, you don't see the subtle comments made by other coaches when they're talking about their program. We got some here from Josh Heupel from Vol Calls. He may be talking to you answering the question, but he's talking to recruits because he knows his words will be printed. He's talking to recruits. You're always talking to them. Dan Mullen just dropped the ball. Simple as that.
As always.
He dropped the ball.
Dan Mullen is a cornball. The other Florida news that I wanted to drop was in relation to Florida basketball. And if you remember Keontae Johnson, Florida's best basketball player, he has quite the decision to make because, again, if you recall, last December, Florida was playing Florida State, and he collapsed face first on the floor. Had to fight for his life in the hospital and has been unable to be medically cleared and get back on the basketball court. He has a decision to make, and that is whether or not to continue to try to get on the basketball floor and get medically cleared to play professionally, or cash in a $5 million insurance policy. This article is in the Associated Press and says that two people with knowledge of Keontae Johnson's situation told the AP that the senior forward's policy went into effect in July of 2020, 5 months before he crashed face first onto the court at Florida State. Both people spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity because of privacy concerns. Johnson hasn't practiced or played since, and according to one of the people, Florida doesn't anticipate Johnson being medically cleared to return this season. So that's a I know it seems like a simple decision. Oh, it's $5 million, take it and go. Well, my heart goes out to Keontae Johnson because I'm sure he would much rather be playing basketball, what he loves to do, and pursuing a professional career. So I hate that Keontae Johnson has to essentially decide on whether or not to give up on his dream or take this $5 million insurance payout.
Tough decision, for sure. And it can't be about the money. Because, I think you can go get $5 million overseas, and it's not going to be taxed. A lot of those guys that play overseas, it's not taxed, so it can't be just about the money. That's a tough decision to make. But he's fortunate that he has the opportunity to make it, because that was a really scary scene.
Yeah.
And it could have been a whole lot worse. So, what else you got?
Nothing. Let's get to Florida fan Eric.
Eric, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Well, hey, before I get into anything else, I got to brag on you, all right?
Okay.
So I listen to your show every day. I don't call in that much, but so you're constantly pushing Dead End Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, I got home from work. The old lady said, "Let's go out and eat, man." I was like, "All right, baby. Let's go try out that Dead End Barbecue." Dude, the smoked bologna sandwich and the ribs were off the chain good.
Off the chain?
Off the chain good.
Were you licking your fingers?
It was fantastic. She said, "We coming back here." I was like, "All right." I ain't gonna argue with you.
That's right.
It was so good. It was
baby.
so very, very good. So
that's good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
All y'all folks that's listening, he's telling y'all Dead End Barbecue's the shizzle my nizzle. I'm telling you, it is.
Wow.
But on to what I was calling about. Dude, Tennessee's gonna smoke Kentucky. I bet they beat them by 3 touchdowns.
I hope so. I don't know about all that. Just give me the dub. But, man, I do like your confidence.
I'm a Florida fan, okay?
We know.
But I watch football I start game day at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and I don't go to bed till the end of the Pac-10 game. So, I'm on football all day.
That's my type of guy right there.
I have seen more improvement in the Tennessee team than I've seen in any team that I've watched play football all year. And Hooker is going to be a stud if he sticks around.
I agree with you, Eric. I mean, you must be a dead end barbecue, man. It's made you smart.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, that was so good, though. I ain't kidding with you. But I just don't see any way that Kentucky can beat Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee competed hard with Alabama for 3.5 quarters.
That's rat poison in that area. You starting to get in rat poison territory.
What?
You start saying you don't see how any way Kentucky beats Tennessee. Oh, there's ways.
Well, okay. The ways that Kentucky can beat Tennessee, special teams, which Kentucky's really, really good at, which that's a third of the game. And Tennessee cannot be getting stops on third down and getting stupid penalties to continue Kentucky drives. That's huge.
Yeah. I mean, listen, anything is possible, but I think what we're going off of and what you're going off of, what you have seen this season, and that is, Tennessee has consistently gotten more with less, and they play like they're coached up, and they play with a purpose. They play hard, and you see Kentucky that has better depth, and they have better positions in certain areas, and they just haven't been able to put it all together to play up to their potential. So I understand where you're coming from.
Well, I think it's very, very important that Tennessee jumps out early because, like you said, the depth ain't there.
Yeah. Well, Eric, I appreciate the love there. I appreciate the love.
Too much love from a Florida fan.
Yeah, we're going to have to ban Eric from rap music, though. No more rap music for a month, Eric.
You didn't like the fashizzle, Mike?
Nah, I'm good on that. Nah, man, we gonna keep it rolling. We gonna let Eric stick to country and rock and blues and
don't
techno.
Pigeonhole Eric into a stereotype.
Oh, he didn't get that from anywhere else.
He didn't get that from country music.
I know that. But he got it from hip-hop music, which is why he doesn't need to be listening to hip-hop music anymore for a while.
I don't even think he got that from hip-hop music.
Where did he get that from? That's where it came from.
He didn't get it from good hip-hop music.
What are you talking about? That's from Snoop. What are you talking about? Boy, you better.
I think of rap when I think of Snoop. Rap, hip-hop, I guess it's the same.
That's right up Snoop.
It is.
Man.
When I think of Snoop, I think of rap. Hip-hop, rap, same thing.
Oh, man. Eric too comfortable. Real too comfortable. Anyways, 865-255-03. Too comfortable. Like in his pajamas. Comfortable. Jermaine says, I'm offended. So y'all got comfortable, huh? Yeah. Vol in Birmingham he said those ribs was crunk. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just happy he happy. I'm happy he like the ribs. Oh man, JD Vol says I'm checking my calendar. Damn, he had me checking my calendar. I thought today was Thursday, not Friday. Yeah. That was a Friday call right there.
It was. It kind of does feel like Friday. We had a good question on the text box earlier, right off the top of the show before we got into our NCAA conversation from Podunk Vol. What is the one thing that concerns you about Tennessee this week? Mine is getting off the field on third down and not letting Kentucky extend every drive.
Yeah, I mean, if you go look at the last couple games for Tennessee, that's been a problem. But it was a problem because the quarterback that you were playing was mobile and was good.
Bryce Young was also really good throwing the football on third down.
Yeah, he was.
Matt Corral as well.
Yeah, he was mobile. They were mobile and good. Will Levis is not as mobile, and he's not as good. He may play well. He may play like Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers out there. Who knows? But what we have seen is a quarterback that hasn't been all that better than Terry Wilson at times. A quarterback that was there, previous years that I'm sure Kentucky felt like was hindering them from getting over the hump and taking that next step, because the quarterback position was the one position where they need to improve and upgrade. They thought they did that with Will Levis, and at this point in the season, I don't know.
I think it's an upgrade. He played really poorly against Mississippi State, but prior to the Mississippi State game, he's been an upgrade over Terry Wilson.
That's why I said at this point of the season, I don't know, because that the Mississippi State game, he was bad. Man, Terry Wilson didn't have a game that bad when he was at Kentucky.
I'm sure he did.
The
Terry
Auburn
Wilson was bad.
The Auburn game, he threw interceptions, but Will Levis had 3. And the offense couldn't get anything going. Like that was bad. So again, at this point of the season, man, I don't know. He was terrible. He's capable of playing a lot better, but it doesn't matter what you're capable of doing. It matters about what you are currently doing. And right now, Tennessee should be confident on defense that they can make some plays against a quarterback that is not Matt Corral and Bryce Young, and a quarterback that's not Will Rogers, because he's one of the best in the conference too. But you're facing a quarterback right now that's struggling from a confidence standpoint. And he can say he's confident all he wants to, but when you throw 3-4 picks and you lose to a team like Mississippi State, and you have all the pieces to beat them, you can't tell me that you are just as confident. So Tennessee needs to make sure they go, start early, create a turnover, create that doubt with the Kentucky football team. Create that doubt. Keep it there.
I'm with you, Podunk Vol. I'm worried about third down as well. Tennessee is second worst in the SEC for the season on getting off the field on third down. Opponents are converting 45.7% of the time. Only Missouri has done worst on third down defensively, and then you flip it to the other side of the coin, and Kentucky offensively is fourth best in the SEC in converting on third down. They are converting at 47.3% of the time. Alabama, Missouri, Mississippi State, the only teams better on third down offensively. Alabama's stupid good on third down. Obviously, I just watched them be really good on third down against Tennessee, but they're converting at 58% on third down on the season. That is a stupid stat. My word, are they converting on third down? But I'm with you, Podunk Vol. Tennessee does not do a good job of getting off the field on third down, and Kentucky does a good job of converting on third down. That is something that you can circle going into this game, and I imagine that when you look at the final score with whichever team wins, third down conversions, you can then look at third down conversions, and it'll be a direct correlation, and it'll be one of the leading stats as to why either team won.
It's certainly a note to keep up with. It is certainly something to watch for. My concern is not high as maybe y'all's, because Tennessee has played against Emory Jones. They've played against Matt Corral. They've played against Bryce Young. They've played against Cody Pickett. They've played against quarterbacks who are way more mobile than Will Levis, and that has been a bugaboo for Tennessee. And because Will Levis is not those guys, I'm not as concerned about that being the reason why Tennessee loses the game. Now, you are who you are at this point of the season. You're not a great third down defensive team, but you have played against these type of quarterbacks, and you're not this week. So there'll be some give and take. I don't think it will be as egregious as it was watching us play defense against those quarterbacks early in the season, where we put our hands in the air and had a big sigh like, oh, here we go again. They picked up another one. But I think Kentucky will make some plays. I think Tennessee will make some stops, too, on third down. It won't be as bad as before. Hour 2 coming up.
It's red plastic cup with some big news for you movie-making, content-creating video superstars. Show your mad skills. Create a video of why it's so important to keep Tennessee litter-free. It's the TSSAA No Trash November Student Video
When I made
Contest.
the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Let's go to the phone, the Irish Networks hotline, 90 days no payment for business internet. Let's get to Russ VFL. Russ VFL, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going, you guys?
Man, great. How are you?
I am hanging in there. Another day, another dollar, right?
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, so first-time caller, long-time listener.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely love the work you guys do. I was going to make two quick comments and have one question to leave you guys with. The first comment was just going to be about how awesome of a show you guys have. Really love your work, Swain, and your work, Ben. Love all the different platforms you guys are getting in on now, and this year in particular has been extremely exciting to see how you guys are really expanding the portfolio. So I don't have just this show, because 3 hours a day, to be completely honest, is just not enough for me. So being able to listen to, whether it's the show that you guys do on Tuesday nights, Tennessee Prime, or if it's other things that you have coming down the pipe, the Tennessee Countdown show that you guys do on Saturday, it's awesome. Ben, I'm glad that you're writing for VolQuest now.
Thank you.
That's my major source of recruiting news, so that's great to see.
Thank you.
So that's the first comment I have. Second comment, I typically listen to the show using the podcast because I can't listen to it at work, unfortunately. So I listen to it in my drive to and from work. But the other day, you guys were talking about the Georgia game coming up and how it is the homecoming game. And why on earth would we schedule Georgia for a homecoming game? Like I think you said, Swain, and then I think you were agreeing, like, why don't we schedule a easier opponent, 12 o'clock game? Afterwards, you can kind of, go out, do your thing, hang out with other alumni, that sort of deal. My thought on it, obviously the people that are here in the association now probably did not schedule this. However, I think it was probably done because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but don't the SEC ticket sales or don't those tickets cost a little bit more than, say, a Tennessee South Alabama game ticket in terms of face value? So maybe they're trying to sell some more of those higher dollar tickets to raise more money. Maybe I'm wrong there. That's just my thought on that. That's probably why they scheduled Georgia for this game, just because they had been having trouble at the time under the Pruitt coaching staff to sell tickets, because obviously the product was not what we wanted to see on the field. As far as my question goes that I want to leave you guys with, I just tuned into the show this morning, heard you guys talking about sort of some matchups and whatnot for the Kentucky game coming up this weekend. I was hoping to hear your guys' thoughts, and I'll take this question off air, on what you think Tennessee's best matchup is in terms of position group, whether it's receivers against DBs, whether it's run defense against their running offense, and if there is a particular one-on-one matchup within that position group that you're really going to be paying attention to this weekend. And I'll take that off air. Thanks again for all the hard work you guys put in.
Oh, thank you, Russ. You know what, Russ? You might be onto something, man. You want to know the motivation for most things, it usually circles back to money. So that's a very educated guess. If that was a guess, I bet Russ might be even right on that one of why Georgia is the homecoming game. As far as a matchup that is in the favor of Tennessee, and I was talking to Hubs about this after Tennessee Prime or before Tennessee Prime, around that time. See how that rhyme right there, Ben? Prime time and the rhyme. Hey, man, I need to be getting paid for this stuff. Anyways, so we were talking about how Kentucky plays defense. And they are bend but don't break. They're not going to let you hit them over the top. They're going to make you dink and duck. And this is a game that's perfect for a guy like Velus Jones. I mean, perfect. Wouldn't be surprised if he has 7-8 catches. And I think our slots versus their coverage in the secondary, I think that's an advantage for us. I don't know if I can say the same thing for Kentucky because Theo Jackson is dang good. And I got a lot of respect for Waddell Robinson. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league. I think he's going to make plays. I think Theo's going to make plays. We'll see who makes the biggest play for their team to win at the most opportune time. We'll see. But I like our healthy running backs. Obviously, we have the quarterback advantage. I think we have the receiver advantage. I think in the trenches, you have to look at those guys and give them the advantage in the trenches. Secondary-wise, I give our secondary the advantage against their wide receivers because outside of Waddell Robinson, no one else scares me, even though Josh Ali has been there, seems like forever. That's kind of what I'm thinking off the top of my head. Ben, you have anything to add there?
My matchup that I like in Tennessee's favor is a little broader than one position unit going up against another position unit. It's not simply Tennessee's receivers versus Kentucky's defensive backs. For me, again, it's a little broader in the sense that it's Tennessee's passing attack incorporating Hendon Hooker and the receivers matching up against Kentucky secondary. I shared earlier this week that opponents are converting 2/3 of its passes against Kentucky, and following the loss of its defensive backs coach to Michigan over the offseason. Kentucky's secondary, it's not bad, but it's not good or great either. It's just kind of middle of the road and so-so, and it has been a source of frustration for Kentucky fans this season. And that's also why you've seen a result of opponents completing 2/3 of its passes against them this year. So when you put Hendon Hooker in the mix, a guy who is 3rd in the conference in completion percentage, trailing only Will Rogers and Bryce Young, I think Hendon Hooker is going to be able to pick this defense apart or pick the secondary apart. And I think the receivers are going to be able to get open. So that's the matchup that I like going into this game is Tennessee's passing attack versus Kentucky's secondary passing defense, however you want to look at it. Now, I do hope that Tennessee's offensive line holds up and gives Hendon Hooker time to complete passes, and I do lean towards them doing so because Kentucky has struggled to generate a consistent pass rush this season. They're somewhat banged up on the interior of the defensive line. Kentucky is, and Josh Paschal at defensive end is a beast. He'll play in the NFL. He's really good. He's the leader of that defense. He's their best player on defense. He's somebody who Tennessee will definitely have to account for. But aside from Josh Paschal, and coupled with the fact that Kentucky's been banged up along the defensive front, they've struggled to generate a pass rush consistently this season. So that does give me confidence that the offensive line will hold up and give Hendon time and these receivers time to take advantage of a Kentucky secondary that has been very inconsistent this season. And I do also want to mention Jordan Wright, their starting outside backer. He is another guy that can get after the quarterback, but it's really just two guys in that front seven that Tennessee needs to account for. And if they do, and Josh Heupel said it last night, this is a line of scrimmage game. So going back to Podunk Vall's question about what concerns me the most, one of the things is third down conversion, as we talked about last segment, and as Podunk Vall brought up and we addressed directly, to go in an opposite direction of Podunk Vall. And Josh Heupel talked about this last night on Vol Calls. This is a line of scrimmage game. Whoever wins the line of scrimmage is going to win this football game, in my opinion. I thought that before Josh Heupel got on Vol Calls, and then he echoed that sentiment on Vol Calls last night. And he thinks that after the game you can look at who won in the trenches, and whoever wins in the trenches is going to win this football game. So I think Tennessee can handle them offensively. Can Tennessee defensively handle an offensive line that is the strength of its football team? Kentucky does a real good job with its 5 up front, paired with the couple of tight ends they like to use that we talked about earlier in the week. It's really a 7-man blocking scheme that they use when you include the tight ends, and they do a really good job of getting a hat on a hat and really taking care of their blocks. So can Tennessee defensively get off those blocks and make plays? I lean towards yes, because the rushing statistics do not look good, but they do not look good because opposing quarterbacks have killed Tennessee with their legs when it's been just straight up designed traditional runs for the running back. I don't know the stats off the top of my head. I haven't looked them up, but I would imagine that just designed traditional runs for the running back, Tennessee has fared really well against the run in that regard, and that is more so what Kentucky does rather than how Alabama uses Bryce Young, or how Ole Miss uses Matt Corral, or how Pittsburgh uses Kenny Pickett. So I do have confidence that Tennessee will have success against a really good Kentucky offensive line.
The third down conversation about being a concern, it's not strong for me. What is a concern is what happened against Alabama when Hendon Hooker and Javonte Payton was not on the same page. You had Alabama that was not bringing the pressure. They were sitting back, and they were playing more coverage. And it was the miscommunication between us that led to that turnover. When Alabama was bringing some pressure and left some wide open holes for Hendon Hooker to throw in, i.e. the Javonte Payton deep throw. We saw the deep throw to Tillman on the sideline. Just not a lot of congestion when a receiver threw the football. When a receiver caught the football. But on Javonte's route where there was interception, there was a couple guys around because Alabama was in coverage. Kentucky is going to play coverage. And so are we going to continue with the read routes, with the reading on the run post-snap, or are we going to nix it so that way you just don't have the confusion? Or did you just work on it during the off week to fix it? I remember when we had conversions under Randy Sanders' offense. If we had a curl route and there's press coverage and you beat press coverage and you are on top, you can turn the curl into a go. Coach Cutcliffe came and said, no, we're not doing that anymore. Run the curl, because if you run it correctly, you still should be open if you get that DB running. And it decreased the number of miscommunication plays where the ball is thrown deep and the receiver's breaking at the curl, or vice versa. Did Josh Heupel do some of that during the off week? Say, hey man, we're just gonna nix that, or do you say, hey, let's just make sure we get on the same page? That worries me more than a third down conversion, because I know what Kentucky's going to do. They're going to play coverage. They're going to bring some pressure, but they're going to play coverage because they saw that work against one of the most potent offenses in the league. And now Tennessee is back on top with tempo, leading the country in plays per minute. And Kentucky saw on film, if you just sit back, you can have a play. But if you bring pressure and they pick it up because of Hendon's legs and because of the play design, sometimes getting the DBs to fall asleep with their eyes, they're going to hit you over the top. Look at the big plays against Alabama, the big plays against Florida, the big plays against South Carolina, big plays against Mizzou. It caught you with the numbers being in Tennessee's advantage in the throw game. But Alabama dropped people back, got the interception. So anticipate that. You're going to see it. That concerns me more than third down conversion because, again, you're going to be against quarterbacks that can run. Bryce Young had 2 touchdowns on the ground, 42 yards. You had Emory Jones that had 144 yards rushing. You had Matt Corral who had 195 yards rushing. Cody Pickett at the beginning of the season didn't have as many yards as those guys. But remember that pass rush, how terrible it was at the beginning of the season and how better it got as the season progressed. So I'm not as concerned about the third down stuff, even though I know we're not great at it because of who we played and what happened previously. I just don't think Kentucky is good at it to exploit us to put up huge points. Their offense is just not that great. So, yeah, we might give up some third downs, but will it equate to 6 points every single time we do it? I doubt it. So my biggest concern is Tennessee beating Tennessee. The mental mistakes. Oh, my bad, man. I thought you was doing this, but we was doing this. Because Florida had a my bad on special teams, and Kentucky blocked the field goal. In a low-scoring game, it was a difference in them winning or losing. This game could be super close. It's a rivalry game. You can't afford to have a Javonte Payton, Hendon Hooker interception. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. So that actually worries me more than really anything else is like the self-inflicting mistakes by Tennessee, whether it's penalties or, oh, my bad, I thought you was going this way, throw, and it's picked off. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. The result is still the result. So let's go back to the phones. Thanks for the phone call, Russ, and thank you for the love. I know Ben appreciates that. I appreciate it, and really appreciate you calling in and sharing that with us on your first phone call after being a long-time listener. All right, let's get to the phones, 865-255-03, and we have Steve in Georgia up first. Steve, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ben. Good morning, Swain. Ben, I enjoy your tweet, especially the one about Heupel and recruiting. What was he thinking?
I know.
So,
I can't believe he wanted to talk recruiting last night on Vol Calls. Doesn't he know it's in season?
What about recruiting, Ben?
Yeah, that was great, Ben. That made me laugh this morning. One thing, and Swain, I'm no expert. I mean, hell, I learned more about football from listening to you than anything else. But here's just my observation, and I'd love to hear both of your opinions. I think Ole Miss is a win if we contain the running quarterback. I think Alabama's a different game if we contain the running quarterback. I think that has been our bugaboo, is we cannot contain a running quarterback. Our strength, in my opinion, is our secondary. When a quarterback has to run, that means he can't throw it. And I think our secondary is doing an amazing job from what I can tell. I'm not worried about our offense as much because I think that Heupel's proven that, if you zig, he's going to zag. But I really am concerned about the fact that every single time that they have stretched out long drives, it's been because it's a 3rd and 12 and the quarterback runs. And the next thing you know, it's 1st and 10. And again, like I said, I'm no expert, but I'd love to hear your opinion. And you guys have a great day.
No, I mean, like I said, that's a legitimate point to note. I mean, I think Will Levis will have some runs. I mean, he is a pretty good athlete. I think he will. But what hurt Tennessee against Ole Miss and Alabama was like those guys that just didn't hit you with this 3rd and 6 and they're going to slide for 7 yards. Matt Corral was carving us up for 20, 30-yard runs and had 195 on the day. Emory Jones carved us up for 144 on the day. And you're playing against those two quarterbacks that you have somewhat respect that they can throw the ball to and run. Will Levis, can he beat you with his arm? He hasn't shown that yet. He hasn't shown that he can beat you with his arm.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So it's different when I look at him. Everyone is mentioning how Tennessee has gotten beat by running quarterbacks. But those running quarterbacks that beat us were actually good and had and at least had a threat of throwing the football. Will Levis hasn't done that yet. Listen, he may have his best game against Tennessee, but I can only go by what I've seen this season. What I've seen this season from him, it's someone that has been one-dimensional and inconsistent. So that's why my concern level is not as high when it comes to that stat as far as running quarterbacks, because we've already been prepared with better quarterbacks that we played against. Man, I'm on ESPN. This thing the spread is even, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's a pick 'em.
Ooh, Vegas said, "How about them balls?" You know what Vegas said?
No.
I'm gonna write this down.
I don't want to read your cuss words.
All right, here we go. Vegas says WGWTFA. Vegas said exactly what Darrell Taylor said. I had to write it down so I can see it. Anyways, let's go back to the phones.
We've got Justin in Florida.
Justin in Florida. What's up, Justin?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Swain, to your point before about the Alabama game and them getting pressure, in your opinion, how much of that was sort of a beat up and depleted O-line? Because it just felt like our offense looked different. Our downfield throws looked the same, but I mean, we couldn't get the running game going. We couldn't, pass protect for longer than probably about 3-4 seconds most of the time. And I just feel like this week with us getting healthy, it was absolutely the best thing possible. So, if Kentucky kind of plays that same type defense that Alabama played, I think you might get a different result. What are your thoughts on that?
You get a different result because Alabama got freaking, mutants over there, 5-star freaks. And so their talent is different than Kentucky. They can do things that Kentucky will try to do, but it won't be the same because their athletes are different. A lot of that lack of running the football against Alabama, I don't think it was because of injuries. It's because they're just better. Now, I think part of it is injuries. You didn't have Cade Mays. You didn't have, a lot of guys out there that you had more success with early in the season when guys were healthy. But I think a lot of it is, Alabama, they're just talented and deep. Kentucky is just not as talented. So I expect us to have success running the football because you have the element of Hendon Hooker. Like if Hendon was just a, pocket quarterback, we may be having a different conversation, right? Because the offensive line is not mauling anybody. They're not built like that. But because of the tempo, we can wear on defensive linemen. And I think we wore a little bit on Alabama, not to the point where we can run the ball efficiently, but we wore on them to the point where we had some more time to throw the ball down the football field. And I think we'll be able to do the same thing against Kentucky.
Hey, Swain.
Go ahead.
Actually, that reminds me of something else. But like even Hendon Hooker, when he ran against Alabama, I didn't think he looked the same. I thought it took him. Yeah, and again, goes back to the injury. So I'm hoping us being healthy, he decides to take off and run. I think you're going to see a little bit different Hendon Hooker. But yeah, so like I said, I'd be encouraged if Kentucky tried to come out and play it like Alabama did, because I think the results are going to be totally different. I'm going to hang up, guys. You guys take care.
Hey, thank you. The thing I'm worried about when I mentioned, the lack of communication, I think that is something that Kentucky can do and create the same result. I do. I think the difference is Alabama's pass rush and their athletes are better, but when they're dropping 7 and they're dropping 8 and they want to keep this umbrella coverage where they want to keep everything in front of you and the stronger on the outside, look at the umbrella, right? The umbrella is curved. Well, think about the Kentucky defense and the shape of an umbrella. And so where's the opening in the umbrella? Well, it's in the middle. That's why you hold the umbrella the way you hold it. Well, think about that umbrella and the offensive formation that we'll be in. Where will the soft spots be? Well, that'll be in the slots. That'll be in the middle. Kentucky doesn't want you hitting stuff on the outside. They don't want you hitting stuff deep in the middle. But slot, intermediate, middle of the field, football field, intermediate, there's some holes there. It takes timing. It takes crisp route running. It takes patience to beat a team like Kentucky, because that's what Mississippi State did. Will Rogers didn't have 800 yards passing. He did have a lot of yards, but he had a lot of short throws too. And he was very efficient. They were very patient. And that's what Hendon Hooker and this Tennessee offensive unit have to do. And the only concern that I have about us on offense is beating ourselves, because we are throwing the ball to Kentucky with misreads. It's one thing when the quarterback is the only person to have a read on the passing play, but when the quarterback and the receiver have a read, you're opening up for more mistakes that can be made. So did you fix them, or did you just eliminate the receiver reads during the offseason, during the bye week, because of what happened against Alabama? That's a question I have I don't have an answer to. Maybe we'll know on Saturday. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup, Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
It's Red Plastic Cop with some big news for you movie-making, content-creating video superstars. Show your mad skills and create a video of why it's so important to keep Tennessee litter-free. It's the TSSAA No Trash November Student Video Contest, sponsored by Nobody Trashes Tennessee. Go to nobodytrashestennessee.com/TSSAA for details. High school and middle school students can submit their video and receive scholarships and prizes provided by TSSAA. Word, peace out. Is that still a thing? Am I being too cool for the school kids? Just asking.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It's time for Attaboy, where we highlight positivity, we highlight good stories, we highlight people doing good things, and just being a good person. Just be a good person. It's really that simple. Basically, just be like Ben McKee. That's all you got to do. If you be like Ben McKee, you are set. You are set, Ben. Any attaboys that you would love to highlight today?
Absolutely. Real quick before we get to Big Orange Mac on the Irish Networks hotline, want to give Pecorine an attaboy because the Nashville Predators are going to retire his number 35 on February 24th, 2022 at Bridgestone Arena. Nashville Predators president and CEO Sean Henry and General Manager David Poyle announced this yesterday that Pecorine's number 35 will be retired on February 24th ahead of that night's game against the Dallas Stars. Rene, who played his entire 683-game NHL career in Nashville, will become the first player in the history of the Predators organization to have his jersey retired. So, huge attaboy to Pecorine. We all know what he means to the Predators and to hockey in the state of Tennessee, quite frankly. We talked about his career statistics back earlier this year when he announced that he is retiring, but he is the franchise's leader in nearly every goaltending category, including games played, wins, goals against average, total time on ice, shutouts, and saves. He's also 19th in shutouts in NHL history and tied for 19th in NHL history in victories. In addition to his Predators records, the Kempele, Finland native also owns the most games played, wins, and shutouts by a Finnish-born goaltender in league history. So huge attaboy to the Predators for doing this so quickly. There didn't need to be a ton of thought put into this. And to Pekka Rinne, once again, on a remarkable career. Now, on a separate note.
That's great.
On a separate note, let me go ahead and turn the attaboy music off real quick. I gotta make this point. Swain, you know me.
You cut into my Big Orange Mac time.
Well, Big Orange Mac can wait 30 seconds. I love Big Orange Mac too, as much as I love my Grizzlies. But I got to point out, sure was funny watching all those Nashvillians, Middle Tennesseans, clutching their pearls yesterday as Pekka Rinne's number was retired. Yet they sure did feel differently when Memphis announced that Tony Allen and Zach Randolph's and Marcus Souls and Mike Conley's jerseys were being retired. The Grizzlies were mocked. They were laughed at. And I get it. Those four with the Grizzlies did not win a championship. But what championship did Pekka Rinne win?
Conference championship.
Yes, that is true, but I'm talking about world championship.
No, I mean, not a world championship.
And look, I'm saying that Pekka deserves to have his jersey retired, and I do think Pekka's resume is better. I hope folks are listening. I know it can be hard sometimes. I know Pekka's resume is better than the four with the Grizzlies, but not by much. The only difference is that he made it to the finals. Those Grizzlies players made it to the conference finals. They were unable to get over the hump.
I mean, it is a difference.
So it is a difference.
It is a difference.
It is. I just said that Pekka's resume is better, which means I'm acknowledging the difference.
So what you saying?
That it's not a big enough difference to where Nashvillians should be clutching their pearls when it comes time to be all right with Pekka's jersey being retired, but openly mocking the Grizzlies for retiring the jersey of players who meant just as much to the Grizzlies franchise and to the city of Memphis as Pekka did to the Preds franchise in the city of Nashville.
That's fair.
I had to get that off my chest.
Are you done or are you finished?
I'm done. Big Orange Mac, good morning. I'm sorry.
Big Orange Mac, good morning, sir.
We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
That was good.
Good morning,
that was good. That boy can sing.
Good morning,
That boy can sing. Good
Morning,
job.
King.
Good job, man. Kind of sound like Carl Lewis, but it's all good.
No, I can't carry a tune in the bucket, y'all. Oh, man, it feels good to wake up feeling like a champion for the second straight morning in a row.
You are.
It feels good.
You are champion.
Man, I ain't going to lie to you. I got a little worried, when it went to Game 6. I was like, "Oh man, I just didn't believe in Max Fried, and he went out there and showed out, had a Tom Glavine-esque performance on the mound."
Him getting out of that first inning was key. If he doesn't get out of that jam, then I think that he has a similar performance to his prior two outings, and the Braves probably don't win. So I was happy to see him get out of the first, especially after it looked like he broke his ankle. That was pretty remarkable for him to get out of that jam after the incident at first base.
Free wings for Freed at Magic City.
Hey.
Forever. Ever.
Forever.
Ever. Yes.
Free dances for Soler.
I said wings, man. Wings. Wings, man. Wings.
Wings, it's all the same there.
Hey,
wings
man.
and everything.
Ain't nothing wrong with some thighs. Ain't nothing wrong with some thighs.
Ain't nothing wrong with them thighs. I want to touch on something real quick. Listen, we've all made mistakes before. Nobody's perfect. But Kadarius Toney's tweet about Henry Ruggs.
I haven't seen it.
Delete that. Delete it.
It's brutal.
Delete.
He turned off his replies. It's brutal.
If you have to turn off your replies, that means your tweet is terrible.
It might be one of the most ignorant things I've seen. Ignorant is how your mama and them used to call you. Ignorant.
Ignorant, boy. Just ignorant.
It was the most ignorant tweet I've seen in a very long time, man. He should disable his Twitter.
Yeah, he should have deleted his whole account.
He embarrassing everybody.
The one about we young, everybody makes mistakes.
Yep. Go ahead and read it.
Yeah.
Y'all looking at the situation like this or that because it ain't y'all. I don't understand what he is saying. Having so much to say, he messed up. Don't drag him for it.
He's
That's
talking
goofy
about
to me.
He's talking about Henry Ruggs.
I know. Just pray for the families involved,
bro. He's getting dragged justifiably so. He should be getting dragged.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you got behind the wheel, and you killed someone driving 156 miles per hour. You took someone's life. Yeah, man. Yeah. People are gonna drag you.
Yep. Rightfully so.
Exactly. So
absolutely.
Go sit down somewhere, Tony.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney. I mean, he is a Florida Gator, isn't that right, Big Orange Mac?
No help for them folks. And look, speaking of Florida Gators, Eric, I don't need you calling in. That's a death nail. Anything positive of Florida, a lot less got to say about my Big Orange is a death nail. I need you to be quiet, sit down somewhere, stuff your face with some dead end, and stop talking about the Big Orange. I don't need you to say anything else. I don't know, sir. Hush. Hush. Because all that's doing is just setting up.
It's rat poison. It's rat poison.
It is absolute rat poison.
You think he think he's slick too, trying to come in and man, you right, Swain, that dead end, man. You was good.
Yeah.
You was good. First years with trying to get real comfortable, didn't he? And then tried to throw out that rat poison. We ain't eating it, Eric.
Get on somewhere. Get on. It ain't no. I ain't listening to that rat poison. No sir. We gonna go up there in TCB. I like I said before. Kentucky ain't no punk. It ain't your grandpa's Kentucky.
No, it's
okay?
not. It's not.
And so it's gonna be a tough around these country folks around here. We got an old saying. It's gonna be a tough road to hoe.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, I don't want to hear that. Don't. No sir. Be concerned with old Captain Moose Knuckle down there and make sure. See what he got going on down there. Don't be worrying about us. Stay out of our business. Gentlemen, y'all have a great day and go Big Arm.
You got Ben over here fumbling the phone. Fumbling just like Dan Mullen talking about recruiting. Up. Big Orange Matt said, Stay.
I'm with you. Big
Stay in
Orange.
your lane.
I will say with Henry Ruggs, I do feel sadness for Henry, and not prioritizing him over the young lady or even the dog, but I mean his life is ruined, and there is sadness in that. It's just a tragedy, all the way around. Every angle you look at it, a young woman's life was carelessly taken away, and it could have been prevented. There are so many avenues that you can use to avoid drinking and driving, whether it be an Uber, a taxi, a Lyft. I'm sure some female will come get you, Henry Ruggs, and pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
A friend, somebody with the Raiders. There's so many avenues for you to avoid what happened. So a young lady's life was taken away and it didn't have to. And not only are you drinking and driving, but you're going 156 miles an hour, and your blood alcohol level is twice the legal limit. And she has to burn in her car along with an animal, and
it's
his
sad.
life it's just sad and tragic all the way around. I do sympathize for him because his life is ruined. It's just an awful situation.
Yeah, he has to live with that guilt for the rest of his life.
And I truly hate that.
It's
for him.
And it's gonna eat him up.
I
man.
couldn't imagine.
It's gonna eat him up. So, I think it'll be easy for people to sit here and go, "Good. I hope he eats him alive and decides to jump off a bridge." But like that's not.
That ain't it.
That's not how you were taught to think and to feel. If you say you believe in what you say you believe on your profile.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you were 1,000%.
Yeah, like if you're not about that life and that's not what you do and you're not a believer, that's cool. All right, whatever. But if you claim to be who you say you are, then that's not how you are supposed to be. I mean, it says that in the book. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what it says, but I'm just saying. We are very upset, very devastated, but at the same time, there are instructions from the man above about how we're supposed to treat one another in times like this. So it's terrible, man. It's terrible. It made me just stop in my tracks and shoot up a prayer, and my stomach was all in knots. How like something like that can happen. Anyways, let me get to the phone, man, because I'm getting sad, man, and it's a sad thing. It should be ignored, but my goodness, man. Let's go to the phones, and who we got next?
We've got Dave Tona and then Big Shot Rob.
Dave Tona, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, who was that Big Orange Mac that was talking about Eric?
Big Orange Mac, Daddy.
Well, listen, I'm going to say this here, okay? Because this show's pretty doggone funny when other people's talking about other people and Dave Tona's name's not in it. So, Eric, keep talking so you keep the attention off of me.
Good strategy there, Dave Tona. I like it.
See that? Because I even got a compliment last week. Daytona turned in a new leaf.
That's right. I'm happy for you, Daytona. Happy for you, man.
And then Ben tried to tear me down the next day, but that's okay. That's for another day.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't. So, who was the Alabama receiver that just walked away from the game? Calvin Ridley?
Yes. Calvin Ridley stepped away from football to address his mentals.
Okay, so that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I when they first said it, they didn't say what the reasoning was. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, Alabama, I don't know. I feel horrible for that family, and I was going to ask y'all if they've come out with this blood alcohol, but Ben, you just mentioned it was twice the limit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get off of that subject. I just pray. I pray for that family and a life taken senselessly. Swain, and you hit the nail on the head. There's so many other options, and that's enough about that. I don't want to bring the show down, but so I got a question. I got two questions. D. Beckwith, I think a couple weeks ago, Heupel said that it was his best week of practice, and he did because I didn't get to see the Alabama game. Did he get in at all?
Not on offense. If he got in, it had to be on special team. I didn't see a 21.
He got in on special teams.
He did? Okay.
I think he was on kickoff. Because I remember making a mental note of it. There's D. Beckwith.
Yeah, if you go down there, if you're part of the 70-man traveling roster, then I would hope that you play. If you're not playing on offense or defense, I hope you're playing special teams. So.
Okay. So my question at this wow, that hash brown had a lot of salt. At this point of the season, On offensive defense, who's your biggest surprise? On defense, mine is most definitely Jeremy Banks. He is balling. And I guess on offense, as slow as Velas started off, I would either have to say him or Hendon.
My biggest surprise on offense is Cedric Tillman.
That was the first name that popped into my head. I thought that Tillman would be pretty solid. I didn't think he would be really good.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be the team's best receiver.
Yeah, I
did not
expect that at all.
And I told him that. I was like, dude, like this is a total compliment. It's a reflection of how hard that you have worked and your mentality. So this is a compliment. But you really not supposed to be the best receiver. You're not supposed to be.
What'd he say?
But you are. He understood. He thanked me. He got where I was coming from. But he said that, he has a chip on his shoulder. But when you look at, a guy like Jalen Hyatt that people thought that was going to have this, breakout year, and then you look at Velus Jones, man, during the spring, there was a question if Tillman would start. And that was a legitimate question at the time because other guys looked the better. But this is why they make the summer. And Cedric Tillman utilized the summer probably better than anybody. And that's why he is in the position that he's in. So I think offensively, for me, Cedric Tillman. Defensively, I didn't think Theo would be Rashawn Golden type. I mean, Rashawn Golden, played himself into a third-round pick out of nowhere. So these are two guys who are performing that I'm going to say are the biggest surprises for me, not because they're playing well, but the level of play that we have seen from them consistently is what's surprising. That's all I'm saying.
It is kind of hard not to go Hendon, though. Playing the position that he plays, and he's one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC.
That's a good one too.
I mean, how can you?
But Tillman was a player that was about to be a walk-on at USC that came here without a visit. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you that you can pick Hendon, but the first person that came to mind was Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, that was mine too. First one that came to my mind when Dave Tona asked, instantly Cedric Tillman. I'd say Tillman and Hooker kind of 1A, 1B for me. And defensively, I agree with Dave Tona. I'd say Jeremy Banks. I mean, I knew he had a chance to play like he is, but I didn't see him having a team high 4.5 sacks through 8 games and 9 tackles for loss on the season, which I think is 4th most in the SEC. I didn't see that type of production coming. I thought he was capable of doing so, but I never knew if it would come to fruition. So I think he's been the biggest surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can go across the board and look at multiple guys on both sides of the football.
No, I take that. Theo Jackson is by far the biggest surprise. I don't even know what I'm thinking of. I've said this before. I completely wrote off Theo Jackson after last season. I was not a Theo Jackson fan. I thought he constantly got beat. Let
me make a note of this. Make a note of this. Your Kentucky take this week had you coming to the Swain side. Theo Jackson was a real quick.
I haven't said that Tennessee's going to beat Kentucky by 50. That's a tone you have.
I ain't say that either now. Now, but the way you described it yesterday, sound like you think Tennessee's going to beat Kentucky by 51.
No, the way I described it is that I am now – I was going to pick Tennessee to win even at the beginning of the week. I just was not as confident as everybody else. I'm still not as confident as everybody else. The messages I see on Twitter and the tweets and the text box and the message board, I mean, it's as if Kentucky might as well not even show up. I mean, it's as if Tennessee's playing South Alabama this weekend. That's the vibe that is being laid down, and I am not with that at all. I've come around on Kentucky being overrated for a 6-2 football team. Like, you look at their schedule and how they've beaten teams, it doesn't reflect what you would think of a 6-2 football team. But, yes, Theo Jackson is my biggest surprise on defense because I had written him off. I did not think he was good, and he has been Tennessee's best defensive player this season.
Let's go back to the phones. Irish Networks hotline. IrisNetworksUSA.com. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Who do we have?
Big Shot Rob.
Big Shot Rob. You told me already. Big Shot Rob, good morning.
Good morning, Swain. What's going on?
What
man?
up, what up, what up?
Glad you could wake up and join us this morning.
Okay, first of all,
Sound
I'm
sleepy.
up every morning at 4:30.
Then why don't you ever call in?
Okay.
Sound sleepy.
Because during the time you have the show, I'm doing PT most days. But today, I'm not doing PT, Mr. Ben, and you know this.
Big Shot, did you wash your
As a
face
matter
this
of fact,
morning? Did you wash your face yet? Did you brush your teeth?
Every morning, every day. I got to. I ain't got no choice, you know. We have a meeting every morning at 6 o'clock. We have a meeting. You know, everybody talking about what we're gonna do for the day and whatnot. And I'm talking 9 times out of 10, so I ain't got no choice but to wash my face and brush my teeth, so that way I'm presentable in the morning.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right,
saying?
my
But
friend.
I'm gonna tell you why I ain't doing PT this morning.
Why's that?
So after we in formation, you know, we salute the flag and all that. And there goes, all right, this morning for PT, we going swimming. I said, we doing who?
What?
I said, we going swimming.
What degrees is it out there?
First of all, it is literally 30 degrees out here in Colorado. 30 degrees. And they talking about getting in formation, marching to the gym, and going swimming. I said, yeah, y'all got it. I'm out of here. I was like, yeah, I got to go. So, yeah, I left. Yeah,
Good decision.
First of all, black people don't swim anyway. So
Well,
I
I was
don't
about
know
to say
what they was thinking.
That's false.
Nah, I was about to say, Big Shot Rob, you're not contributing.
That's
to
false.
the stereotype.
I'm black Michael Phelps. I don't know what you're talking about. I swim.
Hey, just because you can don't mean you do.
I
Especially in 30-degree
swim.
weather.
I've never seen you swim.
Not 30-degree weather. I don't do 30-degree weather swimming, but I swim. When I go, I don't be just dipping my head in the pool. And
I've never seen you swim.
We've never been to the pool, Ben. We've never been to the pool. That's
Don't
why.
nobody want to go to the pool with Ben anyway, man. Ben,
There's a I know who would want to take their shirt off next to me. I mean, I don't blame people for wanting to go to the pool with me.
yeah, you gonna put everybody on notice, right?
But you're not helping the stereotype of black people not being able to swim, Big Shot.
I didn't say we could have swam. I said we don't swim.
And you might have a point there.
Now that does feel
But I like to swim.
The water too cold. Until they start heating up the pools, we ain't doing all that.
See, I can handle cold weather, Big Shot. Now I ain't gonna swim in 30-degree
I can
weather.
handle cold weather, but I can't handle cold water. That ain't for me.
No,
that ain't for me.
I understand that, my friend.
Now here in Colorado, this weather is different, and it's been to start snowing. Next time C-Mac call in, ask him. He'll relate to it perfectly. It's probably colder in Denver than it is where I'm at. He's like an hour from me, but it is freezing.
C-Mac sleep, man.
He ain't sleep. He up. That dude be up, man. He up.
Most grown-ups are
He
up
just
at
ain't
this
called
time.
in yet. Yeah, but I'm going to get out of here, man. I just wanted to holler at you guys for a little bit, man. Appreciate the show. Love the show, man. Balls by 20. I'll holler at y'all.
Thank you, man. Thanks for the phone call. We can slip in a phone call before break. Can we, Ben?
Yeah, let's get to Nathan.
Nathan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
So, a couple things. You know, I look back and looked at how we struggled with a running quarterback. That seems to have been a struggle for us over the last, I don't know, seems like about as long as I can remember. But you know, the more I thought about it, it's very frustrating. But unless you're one of those teams that have a really elite defensive line with a lot of depth, you know, doesn't everybody struggle with a running quarterback?
Yep.
And we just haven't had the guys to really stop somebody that's a really good borderline elite athlete when they put that kind of pressure on us with the third runner. Is kind of right.
I mean, it don't matter if you have the best defense in America. You know, if you have a running quarterback, man, that can still create problems. Now, if that running quarterback can throw it, that's the key. He has to be able to instill some fear in the defense. And I think of quarterbacks that can do both. I think about the Sean Watsons. I think about the Tuas and the Bryce Youngs and the Matt Corrals. I mean, those guys can do both because they're going to have running lanes because there's a threat for them to throw it. The guys that can't throw it, they're not as efficient running the football because the defense is like, hey, man, we're going to play to your weakness. We're going to force you to throw it. We're going to load the box and force you to throw it. It ain't just Tennessee, man. It's hard to defend everybody. Why has Alabama lost? How did Alabama lose when they have? It's to running quarterbacks. Hour 3 coming up.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Tramel is on the Iris Networks hotline. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Tramel, good morning, sir.
What up, fellas?
What up?
How y'all doing, man?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Man, that piece on you last night, Swain, I read, boy, I almost had me in tears, boy.
What'd you say?
That was nice, man.
What'd you say? the article?
Yeah, man. That was nice, man.
Rick Laney marketing. Yeah, man. That was good, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. They foxed with you on that one.
Yeah, they made me sound like a better person than I am, man. That was good.
Man, you know you're a good dude, boy. Yeah.
I'm trying to be, but man, that was good, man. I feel like I could walk on water after that article.
So we like super excited about this game this weekend, like everybody is, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be?
Everybody, we gonna, huh?
I said, why wouldn't you be? Absolutely. I think everyone is excited.
You know me, I'm always excited for Tennessee football, man. I'm always ecstatic, but I'm always, as a fan, I'm always nervous and, wanting us to be perfect, I guess. I'm excited to, everybody just think, we just give them so much fuel. I just hate that, you know what I'm saying? Like the fans, I don't really care about the fans, it's the players, because, they are a better team. I don't know, man.
They better on paper and they should be better,
Yeah, man. It's just the trenches that scare me, bro. The trenches is where it scares me. I think we're better everywhere else. But they got some monsters, man. They do. And if our line don't show up and play, eat on both ends, we're gonna be in trouble. And it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Mark Stoops, I'm putting this game in the hands of those guys for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that, I don't, we've held our own, like against Alabama. They was holding us like crazy, and those are basically NFL linemen out there holding our guys that's, that's been afterthoughts. Basically, our defensive line has been, we would say, afterthoughts considering what they've been through the past couple years. But they were getting held so much by Alabama. It was crazy. I was calling holding on every single play. I'm like, dude, they are holding the crap out of us out here, man. But yeah, that's the only thing that kind of gives me a little bit of cause for pause, you know. And then, you know, they did win the games, even though you know, they didn't win how whatever rank they are, 6-2 teams. They won the game, and that's what you want as a coach, man. You want to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless about a point or 3 points, you know what I'm saying? You win the game. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm optimistic about the game, but the offensive defensive line scares me, man. That's what scares me the most about this game, and it being cold. So, I mean, I think we're better everywhere else. I really do. I think we're better everywhere else, and I think we have the advantage, like a good advantage everywhere else. But the games are in the SEC are won in the trenches, man, and they're better than us in the trenches. I mean, on paper, like you said, they are, but I mean,
you know, scared.
I don't know. I felt like last week they was looking ahead to this game.
You scared?
I can.
You can. So you like concerned, or you like you scared?
Nah, I ain't never scared.
You just said you scared. I'm just wondering, like, what do you mean by that?
The trenches.
I know what you're talking about. I'm asking you what you mean about your comment saying that you scared. Because, like, I look at, obviously, they're better over the season and what they have built over the last couple of years. But I look at our guys, and I see a Cade Mays that he got four games to make a point before he possibly goes to the league. I look at a Matthew Butler and some dudes up front on defense who are seniors that's just not going to be some punks now. Now, you might have the advantage, but we ain't going to be no punks now about it.
I don't think there's some punks either, bro. I don't. But, I mean, you at the beginning of the year, you were talking about Kentucky having a NFL offensive line. Like,
they do have an NFL
some of these guys will be playing in the league.
It ain't the first one we went up against either.
Yeah, and that's fact. That's why I said the Alabama game, and those were, that's why I said it gives me a little bit of cause for pause because we're playing in the cold and the trenches. The games are won in the trenches. That's what. I ain't scared. Like I said, I feel like we better everywhere else.
You said scared.
You're right for feeling the way that you do, Tramel. Don't let Swain. Don't let Swain bully you. Don't let Swain bully you.
I ain't bullying you. I'm asking you what you scared about. You scared. Halloween was last week.
I know how Tramel feels. Tramel is like anxious. He's nervous. He cares about Tennessee football so much that he doesn't want them to lose. I go through those same feelings.
Yeah, man, it's really that. It's really that. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's the trenches, really. That's I mean, like you said, if it like you saying, if I'm scared, I ain't scared. But if it gives me any type of cause for pause, it's the trenches and the game.
Listen,
one in the trenches.
I get that part.
Any week you were saying, listen, like so you were saying like every week, like that you know, that the same way it could be for them.
I understand.
I mean, you know,
I understand that.
I mean, it's
our
just,
tempo could give them cause for pause. I get it.
And then you're saying that they're better than us. You're clearly saying it, like you know what I'm saying. So I ain't just being cautious for a reason. I mean you clearly know that they're better than us. I'm
saying on paper they are a better team as far as depth. I've said earlier this week that the matchup is in our favor, and I expect to win.
I expect to win too. I expect us to win every game. I expect us to win every game. Like straight up, like every season. Listen, like every season when every season starts, like that's the only thing that can be perfect, like in the year to me. Like you feel me? Like since I became a Tennessee fan, that's the only thing that can be perfect. You feel me? Like
I got you. Going undefeated. I'm feeling. I'm right here, man.
You feel
like
me?
A massage. I'm massaging. I'm here. And I feel you.
You're massaging Tramel.
I'm massaging Tramel. He keep asking me if I feel him. Yeah, I feel you, man.
You're massaging Tramel.
I'm massaging Tramel. He keep asking me. I'm right here. I'm listening, Tramel.
You are massaging Tramel.
Fallstorm said, like Snoop said, if you scared, then blankety blank, go to church. Rodney says Tramel all over the place.
We've had too many Snoop references this morning. Be easy, Fallstorm.
You can never have too many Snoop references.
One person can ruin it for the rest.
That is 1,000% true. All right, let's get back to the phone. Chamel's got the phone lines lit up. 865-255-03. Let's go to Neil and Mafia. Mafia.
Swain.
Mafia.
Swain, I don't like Kentucky.
Okay.
And nothing about it, and not anything from the flatlands over by the Mississippi River, those little things they call hills, dig coal out of over in the east. I mean, I just don't like them. One time when I was truck driving, now I've been all over. I've been from Miami, Florida to Walla Walla, Washington. It's a little town about 120 miles north of Nashville on up in Kentucky. And when I say little, I mean little town. Now, they've cleaned it up some now. I think the truck stop now is a Love's instead of the disreputable thing it was before. But that is the only place throughout the entire continental U.S. where I've gotten propositioned by lot lizards of 3 different genders. And the third had a deeper voice than Vol Nation. And I'm like, I got to get out of this place. It's something wrong with it. Swain, I went and consulted the Bible. I looked up in Revelation 33. Angel poured his bowl out onto the earth, and a voice from heaven cried out, saying, "Kentucky sucks."
Was that
I ain't making this up.
Is that the James?
Is it?
The King James version or the NIL version?
It's the NIL version. Now,
NIV. Which one? NIV or the NIL version?
NCAA for all that matters. Hey, been 3 good things come out of Kentucky: I-75 South, I-65 South, and Muhammad Ali.
That is true. That's
it.
The greatest. Yes, sir.
The history of an entire state. That's the only 3 good things they produced. But on a serious note, Cedric Tillman is the only of him, Peyton, and Bayless. Cedric Tillman actually could come back.
2 years.
He's actually been having. Is he eligible to go pro? And do you think he's got enough film or anything to make that even remotely possible? Because I ain't gonna lie, I'd love for him to come back next year, especially if Hendon returns. He we know we're going to lose Cade, but man, if we lose all 3 starting receivers, that's not going to be all that helpful. I'd really like for Tillman to come back. Curious what you think about it. Thanks.
I don't think Tillman is ready for the NFL. No, I think if you're just talking NFL, does he need to go or stay? The answer is stay. I don't think he would have a great grade, to be honest. I think speed is a concern. And I think there's a lot of guys in college football that can do what he does. And when we're talking about getting drafted, there's not a lot of spots. It may seem like it because it's 7 rounds, but there's like 20 receivers that, give or take, gets drafted. So you got to be best of the best. And they will go find a dude in Utah State and even Walla Walla, Washington. It don't matter. So I think just from that, he needs to return. And he has 2 more years after this year. And I think he's very, very important to bridging the gap because we're going to have some transfers at the receiver position. We're going to have some transfers. We're going to have some transfers. I think we're going to have multiple. Guys, has Callaway played since the drop in Florida?
No.
So, and I hate that because you want young players that may not be ready. You have to mold them. And that if they are immature, if they're not ready, then I think part of coaching at this level is being able to do what happened with Theo Jackson and Jeremy Banks. I mean, at one point, those 2 guys were either knuckleheads themselves or hanging around other knuckleheads. But they matured. They matured because they had coaches that didn't throw them away. And I think it's important for a Callaway who obviously struggled at the beginning of the season. And listen, he just may be a knucklehead. I don't know.
He is.
But sometimes you can't save someone. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. So Tennessee, it's very important for Cedric Tillman to be that bridge between the incoming receivers, so that way he can show them how to do business, how to work. I think it's important when you're passing the torch to a young group that they have someone that is a great example. I had it, we passed it to someone else, and that's the way that you have, a consistent play at a position, and you have leadership, and they know what to do. Somewhere along the line, it was broken, and Tillman can't let it happen. So I think it's important for him to come back and bridge that gap, because there's going to be some new faces at receiver next year for sure.
Jimmy Callaway is the reason Jimmy Callaway is not playing football. And he is a second-year player. So does he still fall under the umbrella of –
Listen, he got some growing up to do. I ain't debating that. He got to grow up.
No, I'm saying like if he's not willing to follow Tillman's lead last year as a true freshman, is he really going to do it now?
I don't know if anyone was following anybody last year, but I get what you're saying.
Right, but even last year Tillman was still doing all the right things, and he was an older guy.
Yeah, it's last year's different, but I ain't gonna debate you on that.
And I don't know. Like Jimmy Callaway, like you just kind of mumbled under your breath, he has some growing up to do. There's no debating that. My thought process is that if it's a second year, end of a second year, and he's got Valus in front of him and Tillman in front of him, Javonte Payton has come in this year, and he's had 3 veterans in front of him, and he's still doing the same old things that he was doing last year, then is he ever going to actually change?
He can.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But will he?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that he knows. So We'll see. Let's go back to the phones, and let's get Turkey Man.
Hey, what was Neil and Mafia quoting there? What scripture?
I think he mentioned Corinthians, Revelations.
What did you say? Revelation 33.
Something like that, Turkey Man. You would know.
Yeah, well, we just got 22s in my 22 chapters in my King James version, but Jeremiah 33:3 says, "Call unto me, and I will come unto you." That's God's phone number.
Yeah, I think Neil Mafia wrote his own Bible.
Yeah, but anyhow, I've got some concerns. I don't have fear. I got some concerns. My concerns is that no matter how good Kentucky is or how good we is, Kentucky plays us good every time. And they've took a wide receiver and almost beat us a time or two, and they didn't have a quarterback and played us to the line. That's my concern is they play us really, and to get motivated concerns me that they would get motivated.
Oh, they're motivated.
Yeah, and that does concern me.
Both teams are motivated, and all the teams you play are motivated.
Yeah, but not all teams are motivated to they look past us sometimes, and we've seen that. But this case here is no looking past us. So I think we can beat them, but my concerns is their offensive line. My concerns is they have been building, I think, more depth than we got.
They have more depth.
And that is concerned because if we go down a spot or two, I don't think we can compete with them. There's a big fall off in some players that you mentioned earlier in your show. If we have to go to the well, we know the well's not very deep in places. But those are my concerns. But I do believe that if we get on them quick, if we play fast, hard, and the defense takes care of business, and like we've seen them. But I have been concerned about the quarterback picking up first downs and more. But like you say, we've been giving them chunk yardage at that. But I'm concerned in 3rd and 3, 3rd down and 3, and the quarterback getting the 3. Those things do concern me. What do you think about the special teams? I seen them one of the scores that they scored last week against Mississippi State was a punt return.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you give the thumbs up or the heads up on in special teams? And also the most important question is, will we have cookies this week?
I hope so, man. Lante Taylor, that'd be great. And talk his talk and be able to back it up and make sure everybody's able to get some cookies. As far as Evangel special teams, I'm going push right now. Kentucky has scored a touchdown on a field goal block. They scored one on punt return. Tennessee has blocked multiple punts so far this year against teams that were better. We blocked the punt against Alabama. Alabama's a better team. But we have made some plays in special teams. Now we have given up a play in special teams. South Carolina. So Kentucky hasn't done anything, nor has Tennessee done anything to make me go hard in one direction over the other. So I'm going to wash on the special teams advantage. Let's go back to the phones.
Well, I think Tennessee has a special teams advantage. I talked about it yesterday. Kentucky has allowed 3 blocked kicks this year, and Mike Eckler has seen things on tape twice this year, prior to South Carolina, prior to Alabama, that has led to Tennessee blocking a punt. And if Kentucky has already allowed 3 blocked kicks this year, then I would imagine Mike Eckler is going to be able to identify something on tape and put something in the works that will hopefully lead to a blocked punt. So I know it's hard to block a punt, but it honestly wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee did block one, just because Kentucky has struggled in that area this year.
Well, here's the wash, because Kentucky has also made plays in special teams that help them win games. I mean, they blocked the field goal against Florida, returning for a touchdown, and had a punt return for a touchdown last week. We have not returned any kicks for a touchdown. So they have good plays in special teams. We have had good plays in special teams. They have a weakness. Obviously, we've shown our weakness with our kickoff coverage. It is not great. I'm surprised we have not allowed someone to return on us yet, but we have pooch kicked a lot, forcing the up man to fair catch and not giving the ball to a dude named Jamison Williams against Alabama. So I see holes in both. I see pluses in both, which is why I'm going to wash on that one.
I just can't believe you're not confident in this aspect of the Tennessee-Kentucky game, since you think Tennessee's going to win by 50 in every other department.
No, it ain't gonna be 50. It ain't gonna be 50. But I ain't scared.
It sounds like you're scared.
And I ain't scared. I don't know what about.
It sounds like you're scared of Kentucky special teams to me.
And the games against Kentucky haven't been all that close. Last year's game wasn't close. Now the game before that was close. That was the Lynn Bowden game, but 2018 game wasn't close. That was a beatdown, 24-7. We did lose to Kentucky in 17. That was close. But we beat Kentucky in 16 by multiple scores, beat them in 15 by multiple times scores. 14 was the same. Hung 50 2 straight years in 14 and 15. 13, you beat them by 2 scores. 12, you beat them by 2 scores. So it's really been close, like
once
or twice in the last 9-10 years. All right, let's go back to the phones.
Got the Vol
Patriot.
What's up, brothers?
Good morning, gentlemen.
How y'all been, man?
Wonderful, man. How are you?
And I've been good. Had to stay off the air for a couple of weeks. The Ole Miss game had me pretty hot. The Alabama game, I felt like we played pretty tough. So, these couple of weeks are just kind of, been doing me, man.
Do you, boo-boo.
Anyway, Ben, what's up, man?
What's up?
What's up, man? How's the family?
Family's good. How's your family? I know your mom had a birthday over the weekend.
She did, man.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Fall Nation.
Yes, yeah, man. I'll definitely relay the message. Yeah, we had a good time. We went to a seafood spot and kind of surprised her. So.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, man.
Hey, let me know if you need me to throw a surprise party for her. I'm throwing one for Brady Hoke.
All right, I'll let him know.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I'm listening, and it seems like the Vol faithful seem indifferent. And for me, usually I'm the guy that's just kind of like, well, show me, maybe we do good, maybe we don't. Man, I'm bringing y'all some pep in your step. Let's go. Man, what I've seen over the couple 2-3 weeks, Tennessee can hang with anybody. It is a depth issue, and it is an attrition issue, but I believe that our boys will be ready to go. Is Evans playing? He's cleared to play? Oh, Vols by 50. Let's go, man. I'm on Vols in this one. I believe in us. I think we got the talent. I think we're hungry. I think they're upset about how the games have been going. And I think our defense has consistently played well when it matters against Kentucky. It's going to be a great game. But I fear not, my friends. Like I said.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
All right, brothers. Y'all be good, man. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday. And keep hopes alive out there. We got this.
I like it. Yeah, again, Kentucky is more than capable of beating Tennessee. Matchups favor Tennessee because of the offense and the tempo and how Kentucky has played. Guys, Kentucky ain't Ole Miss or Alabama. They're not. Now, Ole Miss is a beat-up football team right now, just like Kentucky's a beat-up football team. But you take Ole Miss healthy and Kentucky healthy, Ole Miss is better than Kentucky by multiple scores. We are not playing Ole Miss. We are not playing Alabama. We're playing as a team that struggles offensively in a day and age where you have to have offense. And Tennessee will have to beat themselves, in my opinion, to lose this game. And the Ole Miss injuries, the injuries that happened to Ole Miss, Tennessee was still right there. Now, if an injury happens to Hendon Hooker, then that's a different type of ball game, right? It depends on where the injury occurs, what group it hits. But Tennessee was able to hang with a top 15 team. He had multiple injuries in the game and heading into the game. So, and Josh Heupel sounds confident. I don't know about you, but I saw his comments of all calls. Ben, you heard his comments. We'll get to those comments after the break. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
It's Red Plastic Cop with some big news for you movie-making, content-creating video superstars. Show your mad skills and create a video of why it's so important to keep Tennessee litter-free. It's the TSSAA No Trash November Student Video Contest.
Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as
Go to NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself, but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is traditionally a busy one for the East Tennessee real estate market, and it will continue through the end of 2021 as well. Most people think the holidays aren't the right time to buy and sell. However, it is one of the best times to jump in the market. To find out more, just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, at 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you, so you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's Red Plastic Cop with some big news for you movie-making, content-creating video superstars. Show your mad skills and create a video of why it's so important to keep Tennessee litter-free. It's the TSSAA No Trash November Student Video Contest, sponsored by Nobody Trashes Tennessee. Go to nobodytrashestennessee.com/TSSAA for details. High school and middle school students can submit their video and receive scholarships and prizes provided by TSSAA. Word, peace out. Is that still a thing? Am I being too cool for the school kids? Just asking.
Go to support student scholarships. Go to alumni.utk.edu for more information. 865-255-03. Vol calls. Man, that boy Josh Heupel was confident, it sounds, during Vol calls. That's what it sounds like. Coach Heupel was very confident. It seems to me he was confident. Maybe I'm reading into it a little bit too much. But he was on the road, hitting some Tennessee high schools, and it sounds like he's confident about that, about how Tennessee is building relationships inside of the state. And he says, and then I want you to pick out something that stood out in his comments next, but he spoke about meeting some of the coaches around the state, high school coaches, and he mentioned that there are 3 parts of the states and relationships that are contact sport at the end of the day. So we tried to put a lot of time and energy into making phone calls, Zoom calls, and getting to know the kids that they have on their campuses. Contact sport, yeah, football, but football is recruiting in the SEC is contact. You got to make contact to be successful. For those that didn't get that evaluation, being true and transparent and communicate with them about where we see that those guys are. Get to know some of the players that they've come on campus, whether that's in June or for unofficial visits, in particular ball games here during the course of the fall. But at the end of the day, for me, this is my first opportunity to get out and see them. I think it's extremely important and took advantage of every minute. Love being out inside of the state. That's how you do it, Heupel. When you're talking about recruiting, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Asked about if he's recruited before in the state of Tennessee before becoming a Tennessee coach. He did say he has. When he was at Missouri, he actually recruited the city of Memphis. That was one of my recruiting areas, and spotted Nashville a little bit. But just recruiting different spots that I've been, this is my first time representing Tennessee, and to truly get out there and spend time with them. A lot of them I've known or have previously talked to, but an opportunity for me to get outside the state. And then just the reception. I was with Coach Mack on Thursday, running into fans, people that recognize the logo, and the reception that we got, people that are excited about the direction of where we're heading. Do you see what Heupel's doing, Ben? Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you talk to the recruits without talking to the recruits. You talk to the recruits while you're talking to the media. Yeah, you don't want to talk to the media. Yeah, the media's been on your butt probably. You damn Mullen. Yeah, the media's gonna say some stuff that you don't like. But you gotta think bigger picture. You gotta use the media to get what you want. That's what Heupel is doing here. Look at this. Look at this. I was with Coach Mack on Thursday, running into fans, people that recognize the logo, the reception that we got, people that are excited about the direction of where we're heading. Josh Heupel put some hot sauce on his burrito, baby. That's what he did. He put the extra on the top. That's how you do it. And he's not the only one who's done that before. Butch Jones did a good job of doing that. You got to talk to the recruits, man, through the media. Ben,
sir,
what stood out to you from Vol Call's Josh Heupel's comments?
Some other comments that he had in relation to recruiting. He was asked about having tangible evidence to help Tennessee in recruiting.
This is good, man.
And he said that it is dramatically different. There's proof in the pudding. We've showed what you're going to do at Tennessee and why you're going to do it. Now there's 8 weeks of product, and folks are seeing our exciting brand of football, the aggressive nature on both sides of the ball. People watching see us improving and the direction we are headed. That definitely stood out to me, and it's true. Tennessee is trending well on the recruiting trail at the moment. Not in the sense that they're going to go out and sign a top 5, top 10, top 15 class, but I think that Tennessee is well positioned to firmly finish in the top 25, possibly sneak into the top 20, and I think Tennessee is going to have a good chance at going out and making a big impact on the transfer portal recruiting trail, make an impact in the portal.
Oh, they gonna do that.
To couple with some big time players here in its recruiting class. I think that they're going to go out and be able to land down the stretch. Nathan called in at the end of hour 2, and we had to cut him off because we were hitting the top of the hour break, and he asked us a question and called back in during the break and said he also wanted to ask about recruiting and how the NCAA investigation has hampered Tennessee recruiting so far this cycle. And it absolutely has, but now that Tennessee has some evidence on the football field of what they will be on the football field, I think that's helping the recruits overcome the weariness of the NCAA investigation. And the NCAA investigation is hurting Tennessee because other schools are using it against Tennessee, obviously, in the sense of, hey, if you go to Tennessee, you're not going to play in the postseason. You're not going to play
4 years
in a bowl band. You'll never. 4 or 5 years, it don't matter. Tennessee's going to get hit hard, and they're losing out on scholarships, which means they won't have good players around you. So that's how it's hurting Tennessee in recruiting. These other coaches are taking it a step further and lying to the recruits, and I don't blame other coaches for doing that. I'd be doing the same thing if it were Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and I was a coach at Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
So the investigation has definitely hampered recruiting, and I think Tennessee is slowly starting to overcome that because of the product that they have put on the field.
You're a smart guy, Ben.
I know.
Who's on the phone?
It is Dr. Vol.
Dr. Vol, good morning.
I agree. Ben could be smart when he wants to.
It's about application with Ben. About application.
Yeah. My parents said that about me as well.
Interesting.
You know what you say about that with the recruiting, though? I mean, especially if you're going against a guy like up against Missouri or South Carolina, you go there, you're not going to play in the postseason either, but it's because their coaches suck.
You can say that too. It's dirty, man. Recruiting is a dirty game. That's one thing about, like, people are like, Swain, you should coach. It's like, I don't think I want to deal with that stuff. It's so dirty. Oh man, but it's what you have to be able to endure and play in that pig pen if you want to be coaching in this conference and collect that check and win. So it is what it is there, and it ain't what it ain't, and it be what it be, right, Ben?
And it is what it is.
I already said that. I thought you were smart.
You know, I want to touch on the recruiting real quick and the move to Kentucky game, but that right there with Oklahoma State coming out yesterday, that's like a kick in my, area. It took the wind out of me, man, because that happened 5 years ago, and they're just now getting a ruling on that, and that's not going to help recruiting at all.
But you're emotional, D'Arval. This is what we know about you. How many times have we had to walk you off the ledge?
This will be the second time this week.
You emotional, man. You always emotional.
Because I care.
I know, man. I know. Listen, I understand. Trust me, I get it. I'm messing with you.
Well, that coach had me in my feels too, man. Like you could tell he loves his kids and the stupidity of what they're going after that kid for. Something that's legal now, and it really worries me for us.
Yep. I mean, how about Cockburn over there, Illinois? I mean, he has to
Coburn.
I like to call him Cockburn. Coburn over there, Illinois. I
forgot you like to.
Sup? He has to sit out 3 games because he gave some gear to a organization that raised money for charity, but it happened before the NIL was illegal. So, we've seen all kinds of examples of the NCAA just being terrible.
King of hypocrisy.
Yep.
I can't wait, though, playing for their new commercial about how much they love athletes.
Oh, I can't wait when they have that commercial of a young boy wearing some brand new Jordans outside playing basketball. Like it's realistic.
Oh, I'll never forget that, how tore up you were. You talked about that every day for about 2 weeks.
That bothered me. That's how you know it's fake. A little black kid outside in Jordan 11s playing basketball. That ain't real. That kid putting them shoes in a box the moment he gets home. That is not realistic.
Ben, you said it in the first hour, man. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm telling you, it's what worries me. I feel great about this game Saturday, and you'd said about battling the trenches or winning the trenches, and with K being healthy, I don't think that's going to be a problem either. So
I don't worry about to Turkey Man's phone call about the trenches. I'm more worried about the defensive line going up against their offensive line than I am our offensive line going up against their defensive line, because their offensive line is a bunch full of NFL offensive linemen, whereas on their defensive front, you really have to worry about 2 guys, and that's Josh Paschal, their defensive end, who is a beast. He's one of the better players in the SEC. He'll play in the NFL for a long time if he can stay healthy. And their outside backer, Jordan Wright, he's good off the edge. Those are the only 2 guys that you really got to worry about. They have Justin Rogers, former 5-star, up the middle because they've got some guys banged up the middle.
What has he done?
He has done nothing. He's he's not bad, but he's not.
Is he a 5-star? Is he playing like a 5-star?
He's not a difference maker. That's what I was about to say. So no. Whereas along the offensive line, they have Dare Rosenthal, who's really solid, transferred from LSU. You have Darian Kennard, who maybe could have been a first-round pick last year, decided to come back and will flirt with a first-round draft pick this year. The interior of their line is strong as well with Luke Fortner. I mean, they're really solid along the offensive line. So I trust Matt Butler, and I trust Rodney Garner to have his group ready to go. I like that Tennessee has some experience with Caleb Tremblay and Jaquan Blakely and Latrell Bumpus. Amari Thomas is really taking a step here in the middle of this season. So I do like where Tennessee's D-line is at, but Kentucky's O-line is just better, quite frankly.
You know what I worry about? I worry they're going to pull that crap that Ole Miss did. Not necessarily as much, but if we get in a rhythm, like say go up 14-0, something like that, they start having injuries on the field.
Do it.
I think they're going to do it. I really do.
Do it. Y'all ain't got Matt Corral, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we know they don't mind playing dirty. It's simulating the snap count. Guys, I'll get off here. Swain, I read something about you yesterday, man. I respect
It ain't true.
Out of you.
It ain't true. I ain't do it.
Oh, I wasn't on message boards yesterday. I'm talking about non-message boards. Now, that on the message boards, I anything on there I presume to be true until I find out otherwise. But you're a good dude, man. I love and appreciate this show. I have listened to you for years, and a lot's changed in my life, but this has been constant. I appreciate everything. And Ben, no matter what Alan PA says, you're not half bad either. God for that.
Happy for you, DR Vol, man. Pumped to see the positive changes in your life as well. Man, you can make some positive changes in your life too, and be like DR Vol when you go and get your levels checked. And if you are feeling tired, you're feeling grumpy, you've noticed a weight gain or a loss in muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone, low thyroid, or even sleep apnea. So you can make these positive changes in your life, but it starts with the annual health assessment. Go and get your numbers checked. If they find that your testosterone was low, you have some amazing options right in front of you, because now Low T Center offers the convenience of a monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment plan. And it's just $155 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. They ship directly to your home. It's only $155 a month for monitored self-inject treatments, and they ship directly to you. That is Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. See what's up on this text box over here. What your mail thinks, man? I second that statement. I appreciate that. All right, that's enough about me. I'm, getting a little uncomfortable. Vol BT says, why does everyone have K going 7th round to undrafted? Because he hasn't been a world beater at tackle. His natural position is guard. He had an opportunity to kind of show his versatility at tackle, but because of the injuries and because of the depth, it's put him in some bad spots. So that's probably why you see some boards have him lower. But he got 4 games. He got the combine. He'll do the evaluations. And Trey Smith has proven it just don't matter. It don't matter. You played in the SEC. You played at Georgia, played at Tennessee. K's going to be okay. Nelson says, I need you to go in the archives. Can we find the Matt Jones McDonald's drive-through interview? Nah, I don't know where that thing is. What year was that? Was that 2 years ago?
Feels right.
I think it was 2 years ago. Counts says, so we out here recruiting. Woo! Yeah, we recruiting. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next 60 days. That's about right. 45. Let's say 45 days. That's right, Ben. 45 days. You smart, right? 45 days is right.
You told me I wasn't, so I guess not.
Yeah, that's right. I shouldn't ask you. 45 days. I'm sticking with that. Matt County Vol says, can we give an explanation on what's going on with Oklahoma State basketball, NCAA? Basically, they cooperated, and it didn't really benefit them. That's the short version, because we are up against it, and I want to get to the messages here on text box. Burrow Vol says, I feel like we have a similar plan to South Carolina. They wanted to keep everything in front. We had lots of quick screens, and then we moved to runs up the middle. Kentucky is South Carolina with a better running game. Thoughts? Kentucky is better, for sure. And I think if you are Tennessee, you're going to dink and dunk and force Kentucky to get aggressive and bite up on some of those screens. If you are Kentucky, you're going to try to jump some of those. I mean, Tennessee has been doing them consistently all season long. We haven't seen a DB even get close to intercepting one of those passes. So, Tennessee has to make sure that the coaches above are able to notice, all right, they're getting aggressive now. This is our time to take our shot. So this is going to be a great game of chess, which I didn't know Darnell Wright was so good at until Tennessee Prime. Did you know that, Ben?
Yeah, because I sat here and listened to Tennessee Prime.
Did you know that before then?
Nope.
No, I didn't know that either. Did not know that. ATL VFL said Missouri brought one back. That's right. Missouri did bring one back against us. We were talking about special teams. So that's why I think it's a wash. GBL says Walter Nolan, crystal ball to Texas A&M. No, that's no surprise there. He had a really good time, went back for a second time, and it was going to be between Tennessee and Texas A&M. We'll see what happens.
Let me know when he signs.
Yeah, exactly. Let me know when he signs. Jared in Texas says Revelation has 22 chapters. Correct. That's why Neil Mafia's call was a joke. Oh, man. Vaughn Birmingham says if we're going to have transfers, they need to leave before the deadline so we can get the extra scholarship spots. Let's see here. Vols. DSG Vols says Vols 45, Kentucky 24. I think the Vols are about to play a complete game like South Carolina and Missouri. I mean, I hope the outcome is like that. I guarantee the coaches don't think that was a complete game by how they dropped the ball on special teams in both games. But I feel what you're saying. That felt like a more complete game than any other game because of the outcome. I get it. Bo from Riceville, as a former offensive lineman, I'm telling Tramel that us big uglies love the cold. Well, the Mays brothers do not like the cold. they said that during Tennessee Prime. I was like, no, don't say that. Say you love it. Lie to everybody. Say that you love the cold. Don't tell you that you don't like the cold. I was surprised when they said that because usually offensive linemen like Bo like the cold.
Normal people don't like the cold. There's something wrong with you if you enjoy cold weather. and when I say cold weather, I'm talking 30, 39 or less. Like anything below 40 is cold. And if you enjoy anything below 40, you there's something wrong with you.
You're probably right. The Brady says, asked if I'm doing a high school game this week. I am not doing a high school game this week. I am done doing high school games for the regular season. So I did add some extra stuff to my plate. So high school football is removed from the plate and other things have been added to the plate. Ben, remember, I think it was last year. Actually, for the last 2 years, I've kind of tossed this idea off of you and bounced it off of you, and we just never did it. But I had a VFL that I was talking to yesterday that was on this program last week suggest that we do this. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to try to tie up the loose ends and see if this is something that we can do and do well. But remember we talked about doing a in-game broadcast?
Yes.
A couple of years ago, and especially last year when COVID, when everybody was at the house. Of course, Manny's going to take our idea and run with it. And it's all awesome and stuff.
Nice to see that Peyton listens to the show.
I know, right? So I was talking to Wade yesterday about just for this game. It's an away game. It's Kentucky. Just for this game, possibly doing like an in-game broadcast. Now, we can't show the game during the broadcast because it'd be illegal. But invite other VFLs on, kind of like the Manning cast. That would be basically 3 hours and some change worth of content, and we would not be doing a bunch of stuff during the halftime, I would imagine. But is that something you guys would pay attention to? Right quick, is that something that you guys would tap into if we did that like on YouTube or something? If we sent it to maybe YouTube, maybe Twitter, maybe Facebook, but is that something that you guys would tap into? Like if me and some former players did a broadcast like during the show. Like, it'd be me and Wade for the entirety of the game, but like have some other dudes just pop in here and there, share kind of what they see. Who's calling the game this week? Let me see.
Beth Mowens, Dawn Davenport.
Man, I don't want to do Beth Mowens like that. I don't want to do Dawn dirty.
And somebody else I'd never heard of.
Kirk Morrison, man, former Raider, linebacker, good player. He does a good job.
Where did he play in college?
I like this broadcast crew.
People don't like Beth Mowens. I enjoy Beth.
I like Beth Mowens. I think she does a good job.
Dawn Davenport, very nice.
Y'all don't be lying now. Don't be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'll be there. I'll be listening."
Played at San Diego State. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't that former Kentucky linebacker.
Dang, everybody saying, "Yeah, Walkman, I'm Ford, Bo, oh hell yeah, Hat Daddy, absolutely." Lando Fall, I'll watch it. McEnroe was the commentator. Tina R, yes. Motown Wayne, interesting name, says, hells yeah. Aaron says, totally. Angela said, yes, do it. GTA Vol says, yes. Vol in Birmingham says, without a doubt. Joel says, absolutely. Chip says, that's a yes for me, dog. Big Shot Rob says, hell yeah, do it, Swain. 4 exclamation points. That's how Big Shot Rob would sound. Hell yeah, do it, Swain. As he's swimming in 30-degree weather in Colorado. Mad County Vol says, please do it. Ben says, shut up and leave. It's time to wrap up the show. That's what Ben's saying. He don't want to hear none of y'all suggestions anymore. All right, so I'll talk the way, see if we can try to do it, man. See if we try to do it. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Much love. Peace. We are out.